Previously on the Alt-WinCon series.
Why be excited about watching some random YouTuber or streamer just try to win with Exodia? And I asked myself the same question, so to try to make it actually hype. Hey, welcome and hopefully welcome back to the channel. This is the final episode of using each individual Alt-WinCon and Master Duel live on stream in the ranked ladder. I guess you could call it the pre-finale since I'm still going to be streaming these Alt-WinCons one more time in a single go. That big stream will be on the 21st of June, Saturday, 9 a.m. EST/EDT. And if you want to win a $100 TCG player gift card or cash equivalent, whichever the winner prefers, tune in, watch, and comment while I'm live, be followed on Twitch, and then subbed on YouTube. That's all you got to do to win. It's all free. So I'd really love to see you there live, which is why I'm doing the giveaway in the first place, all while not even being monetized yet. This is all for a love of the game. So please show some support by liking the video, subscribing to be informed about future content. All of that aside, for now this episode is going to be about Exodia the Forbidden One. And everybody knows about Exodia already. It was the first alt-WinCon or alternative win condition in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I thought it would be a fitting way to end the last episode in the best deck to use last during the big stream. And I could have just used some random draw deck or remade the Jeffrey Leonard deck used during the 2023 YCS Indianapolis, which actually would have been kind of hype, but I wanted to do something a little different, and also I didn't have the UR dust. So I thought I could do it in a funny way using some of the Exodia Incarnate trap support to get the cards to my hand quickly while he protects my field. But then I stumbled upon this card. This is Obliterate Blaze, which is a quick play spell that gives your Incarnate the effect to destroy all spells and traps on your field, then equip all 5 pieces of Exodia to itself, which each give it 2,000 attack. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, now all the pieces are on the field, what other tech can I include that will just get them back to my hand? And then I read a little bit further about the part where if you activate the effect, you can't activate cards or their effects for the rest of the turn. So that kind of killed the dream for me there, having to wait an entire turn before being able to resume the strat, and by then my board would be broken. So I thought, why not set something up beforehand so that I can activate it on my opponent's turn? And then I also remembered that Incarnate's effect states that you can't special summon after it's summoned, and then it also sends all other non-Millennium monsters back to the deck. So I can't use spells and traps. All the spells and traps are destroyed because you're equipping all 5 pieces of Exodia. I can't activate cards effects, and then I also can't special summon monsters after Incarnate hits the field. So I went back to brainstorming until I realized that you could also set cards. So then I went looking for flip effect monsters, which, funny enough as it is, I actually found the perfect one to help me win the exact way that I wanted to. I'm talking about Pot of the Forbidden, which lines up perfectly with Exodia the Forbidden. Get it? Haha. What does it do?
That's not what it does!
That's what it do, Yugi!
Well, Pot of the Forbidden has a few effects actually, but one, when flip face up, lets you return all spells and traps to the hand. And well, because Exodia pieces are considered equip spells in this scenario, it works perfectly. Although, funny as this deck is, it's still really luck-based because you need to draw Ankh or a card that can get to it, have Obliterate Blaze in your hand, opening if you want to set up for turn 2, and then Pot of the Forbidden as well because it's not really easily searchable. But if you draw correctly, it still has to rely on your opponent flipping up Pot to then activate its effect, which is still a gamble. Still, this is the deck that I ended up streaming and winning with, which really is just an Exodia Incarnate deck that uses Obliterate Blaze and then Pot of the Forbidden at 3 each. So I'll read some duel stats and then get into the duels. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention that there is actually a deck I was working on that can turbo out this combo and flip Pot of the Forbidden on your opponent's draw phase. This one took me actually a long time to figure out, and it's kind of inconsistent and janky, but once it gets started, it's actually really something. And despite seeing one other video using this way to draw Exodia, I haven't seen anyone use or set it up like I have. So if you want to check out that deck, stick around to the end or just skip using the bookmark section, I'm not your boss. But for the Exodia stream, I'm going to go over some quick duel stats. So I dueled a little over a half hour, and in that time, I dueled a total of 10 times. I went first 7 times, second 3 times, 3 wins, 2 surrenders, 1 was the Alt-WinCon of course, and then 7 losses. And since this is a going second deck, I kind of surrendered most of the time when I didn't win the coin toss. I wasn't hand trapped that often, but the one hand trap that did affect me was Ghost Ogre. And then for my favorite duel stat, Cup of Ace just equaling Pot of Greed. And since I actually switched around a lot of the draw cards, I think there was only a few duels that I actually ended up using Cup of Ace, but regardless, Cup of Ace was just Pot of Greed 2 out of the 4 times, so around 50%, which is actually kind of consistent with coin toss. But I hope y'all enjoy. Alright, this is our deck list for Pot of the Forbidden. It's practically just like a regular Exodia Incarnate deck, except you're going to swap out a lot of the hand traps with Pot of the Forbidden and then Obliterate Blaze. This is what I kind of ended up with after winning that duel, and even though it was a bot, I kind of got lucky enough and was like, alright, I fulfilled the requirements to complete the challenge. But I'm going to get into the other deck list in a little bit if you're still watching this, but I'm going to go over the deck, all the cards in it, and then over the strategy, which is kind of self-explanatory. But we have all 5 pieces of Exodia, 2 Maxis for draw, 2 of each of the Millennium monsters, 2 Shield, 2 Golem, 2 Sangenjin, 2 Heart of the Blue Eyes, 3 Pot of the Forbidden, of course. And then for your draw cards, 3 Upstart Goblin, 3 Cup of Ace, that's just Pot of Greed, 3 Into the Void, 1 Day of Peace. Top Share lets you add a card to the top of your deck, and then if you have another draw card, you can get to something you otherwise wouldn't have had access to. 1 Ankh because you're going to be able to search it with other cards. 3 Chicken Game, 1 Wedgie Temple in case you draw into a brick, that way you're able to summon another Millennium Monster, again, that you otherwise wouldn't have access to. 2 Called By, Anti-Hand Trap, and then 3 Obliterate Blaze, and then 1 Exod Fires of Rage, actually, just in case you don't draw into this outright. You can then summon Incarnate with Ankh, and then set this at the end of your turn so that you have some kind of protection until next turn. Also, I might wait if you don't start out with Obliterate Blaze to set this, that way it's not flipped and then you don't already have your 5 pieces equipped, and then you can't get it any other way, and then the strat's kind of ruined. So if you don't start out with this, I wouldn't set this until you get it at the end of next turn. As for the extra deck, these cards were ones that I was messing around with for the other deck that has like a big strategy to it. But for this variant, the only thing that matters is Incarnate, but ignore the rest of the extra deck and then enjoy the duel. Again, I fulfilled the requirements of the stream challenge. I know it was against a bot. I'm gonna go over that other deck in just a minute. So if you didn't already skip over, enjoy the duels, and then I'll see you then for that deck.
Wooly again. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Okay. All right. Get on that field. And then we're gonna do... That's fine, yeah. I'll do this. Yeah, that gets me Ankh. I'm gonna activate Sengenjin. Show the card in the hand. Yes. And then I'm gonna get Golem. Activate Golem. Show the card. Yep, yep. Add YUGIOH. Let's just activate Ankh. Good thing I have a few of these in hand, because otherwise it would have not been able, would have not been a thing. Alright, set this, activate this. No, just choose. Choose that one. I'll activate it. Yep. I can't activate cards for the rest of the turn. In the middle, and since this is a bot, they're like actually letting me do this, so it's fine, but I want to find a way to turbo this out. Like for real, to turbo it out. Interesting. I mean, who knows what the bot is programmed to do? Maybe he'll just not attack the face down, maybe he'll swing face first into Incarnate. Like, okay. Do not swing into Incarnate, for the love of God. What's he gonna do? Where are we going? What are we doing? You know what? No. Stop it. Stop. Well, good thing I gave him life points. Alright, so the idea is here. This is the idea. They're all spells and traps. and that way we would win with Exodia. This is the idea, and I think it's a great one. But that was against a bot, and it felt a little empty. So let me try to edit the deck again. I'm going to go to a solo mode. I know it's kind of lame, but I'm just going to show you how many attempts it's going to take to be able to get a good hand, let alone a good hand going first, and then I'll show the combos. So we're just going to get right to it. To be able to do this in ranked is going to be insane. All right, not bad. Alright, pause. If you happen to draw into Foolish Burial Goods, you're only going to need to summon Curious once. It's not a hard once per turn, by the way. This is always a gamble, but it works out in my favor this time. Alright, again, top share, and we have a draw card. So what I want to see is, let's say another Earth monster. So let's do you. Also, this is another kind of a gamble, because if we end up ditching Obliterate Blaze, which hasn't happened in my experience yet, it's just a GG, and we're gonna have to go next. So I do want to set, or send, Meteorite. It's gonna mandatory activate, sending 3. This is not a bad hit, that's fine. I guess I could still set it because I activated double summon, so that's again another reason why we use it, because we can do it either way. I'll show you this because you could still do it this way, because you're going to have more materials in the field, and then you can go Proxy Magician. I don't want to activate that. You can put this onto the field from your hand. The only drawback, once you summon Pot of the Forbidden this way with Master Ham, it's going to show your opponent what the card is. So they're going to know exactly what you're doing. But it shouldn't matter because it's going to be in their draw phase, so whatever. So here it is, after all that, after giving my opponent a bunch more cards as well. Again, not the best. They're probably going to draw into some hand traps if this was a ranked duel. But for this, the requirements are met. We have
both Nebula and we have Transaction Rollback in the graveyard. We set Pot of the Forbidden to the field using Treasure Panda as well as Cross Sheep after getting a Proxy Magician to then use Panda and Cross Sheep to then make Master of Ham to then set Pot of the Forbidden. And then we also run 2 Avarices, Pot of Avarice, and then we run 3 Exodius the Ultimate Forbidden Lord because it will shuffle everything back. And you don't really have to worry about having a card that you need in the deck still in the deck because it'll allow you to just recycle everything multiple times. Makes it harder to draw, but you just need to get lucky once. So what we're going to do is we are going to summon him. That's fine. It's not letting me activate Ankh because the field is clogged, which is why we run 3 King's Sword YUGIOHs. Now we can get rid of Panda. You can put this back in the deck, you can put that back in the deck, it's fine, doesn't really matter at this point. So now we can activate Ankh. Doesn't matter, hand, field, deck, as long as they're not in the grave or banishment. We're going to summon our Incarnate. So now we have Incarnate, and Pot of the Forbidden is set. We're going to activate Blaze. This doesn't immediately activate it, it just gives Incarnate the ability to activate it. We're not able to activate it right now. Why? Because we need something set on the field. So we're going to set this, and now it lets us do it. So we're going to activate Obliterate Blaze. Not chain anything to it, and we can throw the Exodia pieces onto the field in whatever way you want to, but just to remain thematic, I'm going to do it this way. And now, I'm going to turn this to on, end my turn. It doesn't matter really what happens next because you used Into the Void, it's going to discard your entire hand. Turn change, draw phase, draw. I'm going to activate Transaction Rollback for my graveyard to then copy W Nebula Meteorite. It's going to trigger Pot of the Forbidden. I'm going to return all spells and traps to the field to my hand. It's going to activate. I draw, and there's Exodia. Alright, if you stuck around long enough or just skipped ahead, no worries. This is the other deck that will allow you to turbo out Pot of the Forbidden and then flip it on your opponent's turn. Obviously the 5 pieces of Exodia, 3 Fun Bellegarde, 1 Renaud, 1 couple of Aces because it's a once per turn, Summoner Monk, 3 of, 1 Treasure Panda, 1 Millennium Shield, 1 Golem, 1 Sangenjin, 1 Pot of the Forbidden, 3 Exodius the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. For draw, 3 Upstart Goblin, 2 Pot of Avarice, 3 Magical Mallet, 1 Double Summon, 3 Cup of Ace, just Pot of Greed, 3 Golden Bamboo Sword, 3 Into the Void, 1 Day of Peace, 1 Day of Peace, 1 Foolish Burial Goods, they're both limit to 1, 1 Top Share, it's also another once per turn, 1 Millennium Ankh, 3 Cursed Bamboo, 3 Chicken Game, 1 Wedgie Temple, 3 Reload, and then of course your Obliterate Blaze, and then your 2 traps to help you flip up Pot of the Forbidden, your W Nebula Meteorite, and your Transaction Rollback. As for your extra, Master of Ham, Incarnate, 2 Formula Synchrons, 1 Cyberse Integrator, 1 TG Hyper Librarian, 1 number 60 Dugares, 1 Isolde, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Proxy F Magician, 2 Curious the Lightsworn Dominion, and then 3 Saryuja Skulldread. The whole strat, despite seeing this whole almost 60 card deck of jank, is to get these 2 cards to the graveyard, Transaction Rollback and W Nebula Meteorite, and it was so difficult to find one that flipped cards face up that didn't not activate flip effects. This is the only one in Yu-Gi-Oh! That I swear to God that allowed you to activate flip effects once flipped face up. And then in your hand you want to have an Obliterate Blaze, your Ankh of course, set Pot of the Forbidden, which is why you have a double summon, so that you have on the field your Incarnate, you're going to activate Obliterate Blaze on your turn, equip it with all 5 pieces of Exodia, and then you can pass turn on your opponent's draw phase. You're going to, in their draw phase, activate Rollback, activate this to flip this face up, to add all 5 pieces of Exodia to your hand, and then win the duel. Your best hand that you're going to end up drawing with is going to be your Summoner Monk, and then a Cursed Bamboo along with a few draw cards, because you want to get Summoner Monk to get Treasure Panda, and then have 5 spells in the graveyard, and then the engine will just get itself going. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and before the outro, I just wanted to get this out there one more time because I really just enjoy the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I want to make cool videos to share with y'all. which is why, again, I'm doing a giveaway to incentivize people to come to the stream, even if it's just to comment once and then lurk. Again, I'm not monetized. This is all for a love of the game and willingness to try to get myself into the community a bit more. And I've been wanting to make Yu-Gi-Oh videos for a long time, but I haven't because I thought to myself, you know, what would I want to click on and enjoy? So I tried thinking of cool concepts in Yu-Gi-Oh that I haven't really seen someone do yet. And I know a lot of other Yu-Gi-Tubers and other people have done alt-win cons a million times, but I don't think quite like this. So if you're interested, it would actually mean the world to me if you watch the stream. And if you like my content, sub on YouTube, follow on Twitch so you can keep up with future stuff that I put out. So for one last time, for this series at least, thank you for stopping by and have a good one. Peace.